Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Office Pool with my man, Alex Lockhart. What's going on, bro?
Man, you know how we do it. We get down, man. It's Wildcard Week, man. Let's go.
Good to see you, man. Alex was out last week, but we're still going to go over. We're going to have this recap of the final week of the NFL season, Week 18, where Alex and I did well and Calvin did terrible. And we're going to have Calvin visit us live. But let's get into this recap, man. It's going to be a real quick recap. The first game was Jacksonville at Tennessee. We all knew that Jacksonville is going to come out on that. All three of us picked Jacksonville. All three of us lost. So the second game coming up was the Minnesota-Detroit game. Detroit won 30-20. And Alex, it looked like me and you, we're the only two that picked Detroit. Calvin picked Minnesota, so sorry, bro. Sorry, Mr. Calvin, on that one. Game number 3 was Atlanta at New Orleans. New Orleans put the 40 burger on the ATL, winning 48-17.
I didn't see that. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, you and Calvin was head to head on that one. You was toe to toe on that one. You was together. I came out with that dub. Game number 4 was the Jets at New England, and everybody knew what time it was on that game. We all picked the Jets, so that was a win for us. And game number 5, another gimme. Alex's Carolina Panthers with the what's the second or third week in a row of them not scoring a point, losing to Tampa Bay 9-0. However, that defense, man, you can't deny Carolina Panthers are playing good defense. They played good defense throughout the whole season, and it's just a shame that Bryce Young has had to go through so many changes.
Right, and you need offense and defense. I mean, they say defense wins championships, but you got to
you can have a little offense on that one. So we all picked Tampa Bay, and we all got that dub. Game number 6 was Cleveland at Cincinnati. Was not expecting this one.
Yeah.
We all picked, all three of us picked Cleveland, and we all got smashed on that one. Game number 7, which was Chicago at Green Bay. Now, we've been kind of segueing into this matchup all year long, and I was always talking about how Green Bay plays well at home, right, even though their record, foreshadowed that. You and Calvin picked Chicago. Tell me what you was thinking. I know what you was thinking because you was telling me about Justin Fields last week.
Correct.
His play. So tell me what you was thinking about that Chicago game at Green Bay.
Really, I was just giving Chicago a chance. They had some good energy going in, and I told our fans, hey, Chicago might have a chance with this just because they were on a wave of good energy, playing good football cohesively together. So I'm thinking when I picked them, this might be a good solid pick. Although I usually go with the home team, especially within Wisconsin, and I kind of went with Chicago and was hoping for an upset and didn't get it. Did not get it.
Well, you and Calvin definitely took an L on that one. Moving on game number 8 was the Cowboys at FedExville in Washington. Of course, Calvin is the hugest, if that's ever a word, the hugest, biggest Dallas, I guess a Cowboy hater. In the studio. He's the biggest Cowboy hater in the studio. So Calvin picked that Washington to win, and we both picked Dallas. And Calvin, sorry about that, bro. We're going to hear from him after the break. he's going to talk about that. Game number 10 was game number 9 was Denver at LA. LA came out with that 27-14 victory, and
That was the Raiders. The Raiders got to win.
I mean, the Raiders. The Raiders. Las Vegas came out with that victory, and just I don't know, Alex. What did you have like a crystal ball or something? So when you made that pick, tell me what you thought about when you made that pick.
What I thought about was you saying every week Russell Wilson, Sierra, but I saw that start falling apart about 2 weeks ago, and I just didn't believe going into Raider Nation at this end of the season. I didn't see Raider Nation letting those boys come in there and walk out with a W. I didn't know it was going to be as solid of a win for the Raiders as it was, but we all saw that when the Raiders walked away and kind of stomped them boys out. So,
well, you definitely got your dub on that one. So game number 10 was the game that we was also looking at was the Philadelphia New York Football Giants game in New York. And I kind of segued to that last week saying that if the wheels start falling off on Philadelphia, Dallas was going to get that NFC East championship and have that first place in the NFC East. And it happened. As far as the picks, you and Calvin had Philly, and that was my underdog pick of the week. So I think I should get like a little extra credit on that one. Just yeah, that was my underdog pick of the week. I picked the Giants to win that game.
I picked the Giants to win that game.
I thought you had Philly.
No,
I had you down for Philly.
Oh no, I got Giants.
Come on, man. Come on, bruh. Come on, bro. It's on paper. We can't deny. We can't change that.
I can show the joint.
All right, so we're gonna say Lockhart had the
Giants. Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're gonna go back on the film and we're gonna look at that. But I'm gonna give you credit for that.
But I got Giants on that one.
Actually, yeah, it was Calvin who picked. Okay, all right. So I'll give you that, man. I'll give you the Giants, man. You got the Giants. Okay.
San Fran, Raiders, Kansas City, Seattle, Buffalo. I had a nice little.
Okay, so we both got the Giants. All right. So apparently, I guess that was your underdog pick of the too.
Yeah. So I figured. So the wheels have been falling off. To your point, on the Eagles, and it was one of those things where, okay, if I got to make a pick, and again, I have been losing. I have been picking Philadelphia on these last few. And just been taking L's, been getting my head tore off in this office pool. So I said, man, I can't keep doing it. So I really just was like, you know what, Giants, let's go. And Giants been on the roll. So and it's playoff football time now, man. Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Giants didn't make the playoffs. However, they did end up spoiling the Philadelphia Eagles' New Year.
Home field advantage for the Eagles.
All right, so game number 11 was Seattle and Arizona, and I did something dumb. I went ahead and picked Arizona because they beat Philly, and I saw some sparks, and I saw their offense like grinding, and I saw their defense making some plays against Philly. So I picked Arizona a lot, and I don't know what happened. That was Lockhart's crystal ball. I normally go with Seattle because I love Geno Smith and I love his play. And you know, Seattle ended up winning that one. It was a close game, 21-20.
You've been going with Arizona for a while. Like you went with Arizona, got a couple wins, some surprise wins this season, and where I wouldn't have went with Arizona. So I think you were on that Arizona. You kind of attached to Arizona a little bit because they have been doing some surprising wins throughout the season. And This one, I honestly just thought that they were playing in Seattle because it was a coin toss for me. I thought they were playing in Seattle, and that's why I picked Seattle. So
all right.
Sometimes people, you know.
Well, that was my lesson for not picking and going against Geno Smith. Yeah, that was a lesson I learned this week. Game number 12 was the Rams at San Francisco. We all picked San Francisco. What happened, Locke, man?
Here's one of the things. Like San Francisco, I still believe in San Francisco. I think everybody still believes in San Francisco. But this was one of those opportunities where when you look at San Francisco and you look at the Rams on paper, San Francisco should have walked away with that. So, you know, this was a hard loss for a lot of people in the office pool. I'm pretty sure the majority bet on San Francisco, and we took a L, you know.
Whew. Yeah, that was a tough one right there. the Rams end up coming on top, man, with some very clutch play from Jared Goff, winning 21-20 against the Niner game.
Right.
Calvin was adamant that the Niner game was going to win that one. We'll circle back to that one on the next segment. Game number 12 was Kansas City at the Chargers. This was another tough, close game. Kansas City squeaked out with a 13-12 win. Have you ever seen a 13-12 game?
I would never call it
football.
I wouldn't call it 13-12. A Super Bowl 13-12, you can see with two defensive juggernauts going at each other. But a regular season 13-12. Now, here's the thing with Kansas City. And our listeners and our viewers, they've been seeing this. I'm going to talk to the viewers. Like, Kansas City has been giving us some nail-biting football for no apparent reason at all. They're losing games they shouldn't lose. And then, because I've been betting on it, I don't bet against Kansas City. And it's like one of those things where each week you're like, man, do I bet against them? Do I not bet against them? And it's hard to bet against Kansas City and Andy Reid. And this one, I thought I was going to take an L on. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Kansas City showed up. They squeaked out of there with a W.
Yeah, squeaked out.
Yeah.
All right, so our last game was our 8 o'clock primetime game where we picked the over-under for whatever type of sports betting paraphernalia that you use. Buffalo at Miami, this was a tough game.
Yeah.
A tough game. You got us again. Me and Calvin picked Miami. It was like, okay, Buffalo's an underdog. They're playing at Miami. Miami is getting them gears ready for the playoffs. And Alex, you got us. And you got us on the over pick. We also picked the over.
Yep. So I thought that Miami wasn't going to play everybody. So I picked Buffalo. So that's another one of those, just got one. I got one because I really thought they were. So when I realized that they was playing everybody, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. So this worked out in my favor. I was rooting for Miami. I love the excitement that Miami brings. I love that new coach. I love the intensity that they play with. And I picked Buffalo because I thought they were going to sit out players this week.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, as it stands, man, you also got the over pick. You also got the over pick, man. And what was it? 23-24, which was the closest to the actual score of the final score was what Buffalo 21, Miami 14. Calvin and I both picked Miami and the over. Hey, hats off to you, Alex. So let's tally up these victories. Alex went 9-5 because he changed his Philadelphia pick.
My Giant. I got it in right.
Okay. All right. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'll think
you zoom in on that.
So Alex was 9-5. Calvin went 3-9, and I went 8-6. Alex, hats off to you, man. Congratulations. You won week 18 of the Office Pool picks. And coming up after this break, everybody, we are going to be joined by Calvin, and he's going to give us his wild card picks, and we're going to give you the Wildcard Weekend lineup. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Wildcard Weekend lineup and how it's going to be different from all of the other Wildcard Weekends on television in the past. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Right back.
Coming up after this break, Alex and I are going to talk about this Dallas Cowboy Miami Dolphins matchup. Of course, man, as a Cowboy fan, I got to pick my boys. They came out for a disappointing loss, and
you got all that money.
I was thinking.
Talk about the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl.
Calvin.
Sorry, Mr. T.
Come on, man.
Sorry, TD.
That damn Calvin.
I'm sorry. I'm back home. I'm back home.
3, 2, 1, bang.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We getting ready to get into our NFL Wildcard Weekend matchups, and we have Calvin in the studio for the first time with Alex and myself. What's going on, man? What's going on, Calvin?
What's
up, TD? What's going on, TD? What's up, Alex? You saw I had took over your spot last week. Yeah, I was gonna do your whole show. I was gonna take all your money, Alex, but I'm on the show and I'm a remote, so we gonna do these wild card picks. But I want to talk about the Peacock. Why is Peacock showing exclusively? Why I gotta subscribe to damn Peacock to be able to watch the games on Saturday?
It's jacked up, right? That's terrible.
Hey, good point, Calvin. We're gonna talk about that. Calvin made an interesting point, man. There are a lot of football fans right now. They're kind of upset that the NFL has made exclusively, their games on subscribed channels. Which, business, yeah, that's more money for the NFL, more money for Peacock and Amazon. Right. But you and I, we kind of tweeted, we kind of chatted. Well, we didn't tweet. We kind of chatted back and forth about that this weekend, man. Tell the people what you thought about that, Alex. Tell them what you thought about the Peacock taking the exclusivity rights for the NFL wildcard games for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the streaming platforms have changed the dynamics of how we watch sports, how we watch TV, how we watch movies. I just don't feel as if, and this is my personal opinion, I talk to the people. I don't, when I hear everybody talking about it, in bars and just in regular chat, at work, you hear people talking about like, man. So first you had to download, one thing for Monday Night Football, another app for Thursday Night Football, and here we are, wild card playoff football, the most anticipated part of football, and now you're kind of limiting your audience who either one can't afford or just don't feel like downloading another application to watch football. So I definitely hear the rumbles. You hear the rumbles. You see the tweets, and I think you even put something on your Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of conversation about it, and I know Calvin is pissed. So
you damn right I'm pissed, Alex. I'm tired of this mess. I hate going into all of this stuff and having to pay money, and then I look at my bank account and I see $14 gone here. $9 going here. It's getting crazy, Alex. I need to watch football on free TV like I've been watching since I was created. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Calvin. You're right. I believe, and this is my personal opinion, man. The NFL is a multi-billion-dollar entity, right? Why? Why pimp yourself for more exclusivity to try to weed out fans that you've had for the longest?
And that's the point. Like, they're weeding out fans because literally, yeah. I remember at the beginning of the season, I took my kids. We went from bar to bar just trying to find a local game, a game that's on local TV. Yeah, and we're not showing it. All because of the selling rights. Yeah.
So, I mean, you look at it, like you said, man, I had to get Amazon Prime to be able to watch the Thursday night games.
Right.
I had to get NFL Sunday tickets so I could watch my Cowboys play no matter where I was.
Right.
The NFL app, which I got before I got NFL Sunday ticket.
Right.
You know, so I could at least listen to the game if I wasn't around. And now I've got to pay money to get Peacock? Why?
Right.
Anyway, let's get into these picks, man, for Wildcard Weekend. This is an exciting week, and we're going to start off. We're actually going to do our games for the Office Pool this week. It's going to include our Monday night game, which is going to be all 6 playoffs games. Yeah, it's going to be exciting, TD, because we're going to make money off that thing, and somebody going to win the Office Pool too. They're going to win half of the money, and then they're going to get the other half to me. No money's going to you. No money is going to you, Calvin.
It don't work like that, Calvin.
No, it doesn't work like that. Office Pool is basically a 50-50 pool. Well, so where the other money go? Calvin, we're not going to get into that right now. Just relax. Take a deep breath. Alex and I, we're going to get into these Week 15. What are my picks? Well, we got you too, Calvin. All right, so the first game is going to be Saturday, January the 13th at 4:30 p.m. This is the first game on Peacock. For those of you that are going to break down and subscribe, Cleveland is coming to Houston. Alex, you and I have been talking so much about Cleveland's defense and why they're 11-6 right now going into the playoffs. And then we've also been talking about CJ Stroud and his play and what he's done in Houston as a young rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Give me your spiel, man, and who you got for that game.
Okay, so surprisingly, we saw, and I was actually in Houston this past weekend when CJ Stroud pulled off that win. And I'll tell you one thing: the city of Houston and the great state of Texas, although it's divided between the two teams, those Houston Texans were enthusiastic. Like they feel strongly and have convinced me that CJ is not just going to go round one of the playoffs. He may go deep into this playoff situation. So I'm going to go. I've got the. They bit me. I've got the. It was contagious, that energy down in Houston, Texas. And I'm going to go with the Houston Texans over the Cleveland Browns. I know Cleveland's probably favored to win. I picked Cleveland last week. They got the W. But going in right now with the momentum that CJ Stroud, the way he's playing, aggressive, he's making the smart decisions. I can't name one receiver on their team, but them boys is bad.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? The way they put it together from the front to back, from defense to the offense, the play calling. Right now, that energy I think is going to be a little hard to slow down that wave. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans on this one too. Okay.
I think I'm going to go with Cleveland, man. I can't get over the way Joe Flacco has been playing. He's been getting that, he's got the green light now. And also that Cleveland Browns defense, which is the reason why they are 11-6 right now. So I've got Cleveland. Who you got, Mr. Calvin? I think I'm gonna go with CJ Stroud. I'm going with you, Alex. I got Houston. All right, so there it is. So we got Locke and Calvin got Houston, and TD takes Cleveland. Game number 2 is going to be Miami at Kansas City. Another game where, what's been building up, Alex? The Kansas City Chiefs ready for the playoffs?
So I honestly don't believe that I honestly don't believe the Kansas City is ready for the playoffs. But one thing I do know is that they are a playoff caliber team. I know they are a Super Bowl winning team. I know that they feel as if they can't be beat. However, they've been beating themselves. Kansas City, Miami, playoff football. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give Kansas City one more chance. Like Biggie Smalls, I'm going to give them one more chance. So let's go, Kansas City. Don't let me down.
Okay, Locke's got KC on that one. I think, I don't know, man. It's a toss up. Every time I pick Miami to win, they lose. So I'm going to go with KC. Look, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce Maotto.
Yep.
Do your boy a favor. Let's get TD a win and Alex a win on that one. I'm going to go with KC. What do you? Okay, what you got, Calvin? to go fight me again, TD. I believe in them boys, and I like Tua Tagovailoa, and I like all everybody that they got down there, them speedy receivers. All right. So Calvin's got MIA, and you and I have Kansas City. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna win that game. All right, Calvin. Game number 3 for this NFL Wildcard Weekend. The first Sunday game is Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Now, Alex, we've had some odds. Pittsburgh squeaked into the playoffs. What do you say, man?
So again, I've been picking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's let me down probably 4 times this season. And I was picking with my heart, but I really felt the confidence the way they started their year off. So I was really on that Pittsburgh train. Now we're going to the playoffs, and it's one of these things where we're talking playoff football, right? And even though they got that win last week against a half uniformed Baltimore Ravens, they didn't even have their starters. They had a couple guys that needed to make they had to make their different. I think somebody needed a sack to get their bonuses, and they had some different people need to beat. Some situations on their contract. So they played some guys, but they didn't play everybody. Pittsburgh got that win, and they got it handsomely. That type of energy going into a playoff game after some teams that have been consistently winning is going to be hard. So this time, believe it or not, I'm going to stick with them Steelers.
Okay. All right. Pittsburgh for Alex. Dude, I'm going to go with Josh Allen in the Buffalo Bills because the way that Stephon Diggs put on a CeeDee Lamb type clinic last week, and Josh Allen was slinging that thing, and that offensive line got protecting him, and they were able to move the ball on a very stingy Miami defense. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna pick. I got Buffalo. I got Buffalo on that.
That's a strong pick. I'm only picking I'm picking for the wild factor. But that's a really good pick because Buffalo's a really good pick for that game.
Yeah, TD, I only like one team in Philadelphia, and that's the Eagles. So, I only like one team in Pennsylvania, and that's the Eagles. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo with you. All right, Calvin. Calvin's got Buffalo over Pittsburgh. Game number 4. Green Bay at Big D. Remember, Alex, Big D is undefeated at home in the last 18 games.
Correct.
17 games.
Correct.
So they're going to be at Big D. Who you got, Alex?
Wait. So I got Green Bay. And they playing, where they playing at?
They playing in Big D. They playing Dallas, first round playoffs. And you always be talking crap about my Cowboys and how we choke in the playoffs, but Dak has 2 playoff wins since he's been a Cowboy quarterback, and I'm looking for him to get number 3.
I think, again, you know what? I hate to do it because when we both pick Dallas don't win. So hopefully Dallas wins on this time because, again, to your point, they have a home field mantra that they have protected, and hopefully they will keep that going and come out with it victorious.
So you've got Dallas
Cowboys over the Green Bay Packers.
Oh boy! All right, I've got you. Of course, I've got my Cowboys, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboy fans, day one. Michael Irvin, Roger Staubach, Billy White Shoes Johnson. I'm just naming all the greats. CeeDee Lamb now, Dak Prescott, even Tony Romo, Emmitt Smith, Tony Dorsett. I can name them all just from the decades. I got Dallas this week, and Dallas is at home. I got the Cowboys. Pick the damn Cowboys because I'm gonna hate it. I'm a Cowboy hater, and I'm gonna go Green Bay, TD, and Alex. And I hope Dallas lose. Okay, really, man.
Hey, Calvin gonna hate on Dallas every chance he gets.
Super hate with a cape on it, bro.
Yep.
Last game of the playoff weeks. This is going to be Sunday. No, I'm sorry. This is okay. Yeah, this is the Sunday last 8 o'clock game. This is the 8 o'clock game on Sunday. It's going to be the Rams at Detroit.
Yeah.
Did I write that down right? The Rams made the playoffs. Yes. That win against San Francisco, they made the playoffs. So they're coming to Detroit, and we already know what Detroit's about this year.
Right.
So who you got, man?
I had looked at my notes earlier, and I'm seeing Detroit in big letters, and I try to put Detroit in that last pick, but I have Detroit for this pick here against the LA Rams. It's going to be a long flight home for LA, and Detroit's going to come out victorious on that one.
Detroit for Mr. Lockhart. Yeah, I'm going to pick Detroit as well, man. Detroit's been playing exceptionally well, and you saw how tough they played Dallas in Big D, which many teams don't get the opportunity to do so. But I mean, look at the turnaround. Look at the turnaround that Dan Campbell has made for his team, and the energy that he has given those Lions, those young Lions, this season. So I've got Detroit, man. I can't go against them anymore, except for when they go against the Cowboys. So I got Detroit this week.
How about you, Calvin? What's Calvin working with?
I'm gonna go with the Rams because they beat San Francisco. I'm definitely going with the Rams on that one.
Well, I hope you're right, Calvin. I hope you're right, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right. I'm gonna win this week. I ain't gonna be no more 3-9s. On no picks.
No, it can't be 3-9 this week because we only got 6 games. So good luck with that, brother. Anyway, game number 6 coming up, which is the last wild card playoff game. Of course, we're going to pick the over or the under. But more importantly, the matchup: Philadelphia at Tampa Bay. And why is Philadelphia the away team for this game? It's simple, Alex. It's simple. Philadelphia has been self-destructing for the last 3 weeks of the regular season. Coming into the playoffs, they had the number 1 spot for the whole season. They had people talking about them, and I even was like, "Holy crap!" It's not looking good for my boys. However, there's been some chinks in the armor. The Cardinals definitely, they showed that. Yep. And then the Jets, the last 2 games you're supposed to finish strong if you're a team like Philadelphia, and they didn't do it. So to my point, Tampa Bay has been doing all the right things to get into the playoffs and host a home playoff game. So tell me what you think, man. Tell me what you think, Alex, and who you got for this game.
Yeah, I mean, so the Eagles have, in fact, let a lot of people down, especially their fans. They started off strong. They were the pick for a repeat at a chance for the Super Bowl. I was buying into them. I was thinking, okay, I'm going to have Baltimore Ravens in Kansas City, or I'm going to have the Eagles in Kansas City is what I was really thinking for the Super Bowl type of, stage, right? And the Eagles have, to your point, have been self-destructing this last year, the last end of the season, and ending out the year of 2023. Tampa Bay has been that quiet storm. Panthers just went down there and also showed some things that the Eagles can use on film. I personally feel like the Eagles will win. The Eagles still are a strong organization, so my pick for wild card pick is going to be the Eagles. And I think it's going to be one of those games where they're going to be fighting. I think it's going to come down. Eagles will have to put up at the minimum 21, 24 points. They're going to have to put up at least 24 points to beat Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going to try and match that, maybe like a 24-21. I've got the Eagles coming out with a victory and moving on to the second round of the playoffs.
Okay, all right. So you're gonna put all your eggs in the Eagles basket.
In the Eagle basket. I'm put my egg in the Eagle basket, and hope that I come out with a win. I'm curious to see what Calvin has, and it sounds like you're going with Tampa Bay.
No, Lockhart. Alex, you missed last week's show when you weren't here. So that's why I got your money. But anyway, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Cause I know the words to the song, Fly, Eagles, fly. But anyway.
Calvin, come on, man.
Anyway, I got Philadelphia, TD, and Alex. I'm gonna take Philadelphia, and hopefully they'll beat Tampa Bay, so we'll get that rematch against them Cowboys.
You heard it.
Yep.
You heard it.
That's a great point. I mean, that makes sense to me. Eagles versus Cowboys is better for Peacock.
I think on that scenario, I think it would be a better, like a more nostalgic rematch if it's Dallas 49ers again, like it was in the 90s. Wow. You know what I'm saying? The Dallas 49ers NFC Championship, and always whoever won that game always won the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, correct.
So, I've got Tampa Bay so that the Eagles will be out of their scenario. But
do we have that clip of Terrell Owens running to the star and dropping the ball off? Do we have that clip?
Yeah, we got that clip, but I'm not going to show it.
Man, I'm glad to give that.
I'm not going to show it. That's going to be it, man. Our Wildcard Weekend. Calvin, thank you for joining us. No problem, TD. How much I'm getting paid? Don't worry about the money for this week. You'll get paid the same thing you got paid last week. Alex, man, it's always a pleasure, bro.
Yes, sir. Sir.
It's
we gotta thank those subscribers.
Yes.
For getting us that over the hill where we can now keep doing this year round.
Thank you, subscribers, and thank you to our sponsors. And hey, man, God bless you. God bless everybody. Thank you a lot. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Calvin. And we'll see you next week for our divisional playoff rounds.
That's right. Happy New Year, everybody. Let's go.
Happy New Year.
Get my office pole pack Spanish. Drink. What the hell? Who drank all my lemonade and just put water and lemon juice in here? Y'all sorry. This ain't Calvin's. I hate working here.